Ross Clifton, you were my better looking, bigger, younger brother. I had you penciled in, brother, as Little John to my Robin Hood. You know, prophets from pure H2O that are going to make everybody's stomach on the face of the earth look just as good or better than mine. And I had you penciled in, man. I was already Little John and all your Vago friends as, you know, all the badass green guys that came out of the woods and fucked people up. Only they're going to do it legally because they're going to have unlimited resources from the fountain of youth. And you know what? I firmly believe, brother, that when God takes one angel, potential angel, we all have our faults, don't we? But when they take one angel, what happens is maybe Mother Nature sends another one to take her place, take his place, whatever. And I'm answering an ad, Ross, and it was almost like she was writing it to you. She just didn't know that you were taken by Shantae, and now you're beside Mother Nature. But it's entitled Free Dumb Ain't Free, and she's 31. I'm looking for a guy who's bright enough to know that the ACLU has done more to defend our constitutional rights and freedoms than any branch of the federal government ever has, especially the military branches. I think smart guys are hot, and it would be great to meet a good-looking guy who hasn't been fooled by the media or warmongering administration spewing nonsensical pro-military propaganda. As we hear Peachy's whines in the background for food. Yeah, dead at 17, better off, and now in perfect whining, getting on my ass health. I reply, Ross, even if you were fat and a little ugly, I'm already loving your mind. The ACLU is underfunded because all the other branches suck out or given almost the entire pie chart of money to play war games that suppress the world. Leave it to a fluoridated water supply to suppress the minds of Americans who can't understand why they're now in danger if they have money and travel outside our borders. I've seen proof that 9/11 was an inside job. Guy made a movie, loose change. No one paid attention to it, perhaps why he's still alive. There's proof black box voting was intentionally rigged for neo-Nazi victory. Again, refer back to the fluoridated water supply for the reason more atrocities are happening now than took place in Vietnam, yet no one's in the streets giving a shit about it? How smart are you? As in, ever once asked whatever God you pray to why humans aren't more like lions? Females in charge of the herd? Being smart and informed are two different things. You're intelligent enough to know BS when you see it about politics. So are you aware that a long time ago women actually used to serve in a capacity diametrically opposed to that of childbearing sex slave in most parts of the world? To end the healthcare crisis, the ACLU should sue the United States government to prohibit the Nazis who own this country from using toxic sweets. They, the ACLU, sued to save stevia as an availability to the few who might have heard about it. But the ACLU, they didn't know stevia taken in large doses cures the human body in almost too close to a Hollywood type of movie way. Trust and believe. The they from the evil rich who've suppressed this country and planet forever knew about what it does. This is a serious question. Think about the fountain of youth, how much it'd be worth if it could be bottled up by the gallon and sold all over planet Earth, and what that would mean to the cause that I know I'd find you in if I knew where to look for you. And then know stevia makes the fountain of youth. It does this by first blending water into a sustainable forever fuel called split H2O, whose exhaust can be turned into the fountain of youth if enough hidden toxins floating like soap for a short second are removed. I'm not kidding. My mom's 17-year-old female cat was last year at the vet. A skeleton, throat cancer, whined when I tried to stroke her back, was sneezing blood bubbles. This is perfect for a reality actually happened TV show or movie. And now she's 18 and a half and in glorious health. I would have said that like Will Ferrell in person. You would have laughed, and here's what I can prove about stevia. It cures the human cat water-based organism body in almost too fast speed because idiots out there are having trouble paying attention. It's made my 42-year-old body outperform my 20-year-old bod. At 20, I was an elite athlete playing football for Notre Dame. And now, 22 years later, even though I'm not really working out all that much, and I'm eating like I smoke weed legally, I'm leaner and explosively faster than before. Do you realize what you just heard? I've got the evidence needed to go in front of Congress, Obama, prove stevia is the cure. Stevia replacing all toxic sweets ends the healthcare debate almost overnight, ends most order-taking doctors' careers, the docs who just take your order of symptoms, then plug it into a computer that spits out what petroleum-based drug they're going to suppress your water-based organism body with as opposed to actually cure it. In explanation of the proceeding, laugh out loud, I type hella fast, 60 plus words a minute, and I'm hella smart. Enough to know that if you don't get it when you're perusing your more limited responses from perspectives, limited in that you spoke smart and not about sex, that you either deleted this by accident or just didn't see it. I'm thinking this is definitely worth the price of admission to a cool coffee place of your choosing. Multiple exits, tons of people, as safe a coffee date as there ever was one. And if not, look me up down the road. Not so much personally, but for a position in some company I take over using predominantly female supervisory positions to keep things working harmoniously and just plain working. Laugh out loud. Maybe I should have said this from the start. Even though I'm definitely male, you could consider me a lesbian. Almost capitalized it, but would that in some way slur when not intended? I'm starved for intelligent conversation. Balls in your court. In your court. I type better than I speak. Dan Quinn. And it says, FYI, I'm 6'3", 205, blonde hair, blue eyes, and I'm definitely not a cocky asshole. Although talking about anything from my past makes it seem like I'm bragging and lying to tell you that I'm not. Laugh out loud. Ross Clifton. Back to you, brother. It's true. I had you penciled in as Little John, and I'm going to have a lot of money. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it fair and equal for everybody, even your children. Okay? You know what, brother? It's like this. Because their mother is black or has dark skin, you know what? Oh my God, they will get discriminated against if things don't change in this country. If things don't change in this country, we're not going to have a planet, brother. We've talked a lot about it, and you were down for the cause. I was just late getting stevia to you, and I feel guilty about it. And as tribute, what I'm going to do, man, is a very unguy thing. I'm going to bury the hatchet. Cow worship. You know what? You've added enough fuel to the stevia fire, even if you haven't been 100% advocate, to actually have furthered the cause. And when this hits, you know, the stuff that brought Peachy back, see her over there in the corner, laying in front of 5 gallons of pure H2O for Ross Clifton. What a sad, ironic tableau that truly is. And to all the assholes talking shit about clean up your room, I'll tell you what, motherfuckers, I'm trying to make it so no one has to go through what I just did and will continue to do for the rest of my life. Cow worship. I bear the hatchet, and when I'm rich, I will retire you and your family. And Eric Tigger Martinez, I will do the same for you. As a matter of fact, were I in your position, I might have actually contemplated doing the same shit, joked about it, and if someone else did it, I would have let it ride. So you know what? It is what it is. But you know that stevia does a body good. And do you know that the Masons were taken over by the evil rich? Yeah, you know what? It's almost like a training ground for smart minds. You know what? To keep them doing things not always good, okay? And yeah, it's all from the rich. And Ross Clifton, what I'm going to do, if anybody ever tries to bring harm to your wife or your children, I will try to jump into the front of the line of the damn near hundreds, if not more, people who will be rushing to get there before me. Yeah, And since I'm going to do that for your children and Shantae, what I'm going to do is do that for everybody. Every woman and child on the face of the earth, when Dan Quinn is rich, is going to be protected. And good men, you can allow them into your lives if you want to. You won't have to have any incursions from motherfuckers that couldn't hold that gentleman's metaphorical jockstrap athletically or as a person. As a person, one of the finest I've ever met. And as an athlete, I'll tell you what, when you get something big moving really, really fast, it's almost like a fucking howitzer cannon. And Big George had little on that stud to my left, to your right. And you know what? I'm looking to actually fill a position